Join Ninja Warrior competitor Joe Moravsky as he attempts to conquer the infamous Warrior course in the American Ninja Warrior competition, featuring challenging obstacles like the Mega Wall and Salmon Ladder. The American Ninja Warrior competition has been broadcasted in over 160 countries worldwide. Joe Moravsky, a seasoned Ninja Warrior competitor, has completed the course a record 25 times. The Warrior course features 10 obstacles, including the notorious Mega Wall and Salmon Ladder. The Mega Wall stands at an intimidating 14.5 feet tall, requiring immense strength and technique. The Salmon Ladder, a fan favorite, demands precision and agility to ascend its 20 rungs. Only 40 athletes have ever completed the entire Warrior course, making it a rare and elite achievement. Experience the ancient Viking festival of Up Helly Aa, where participants celebrated the end of Yule with torchlight processions, music, and feasting, and learn about the unique traditions of this Norse celebration. Up Helly Aa is an ancient Viking festival marking the end of Yule in the Shetland Islands. The festival features a torchlight procession led by guisers dressed in Viking costumes and carrying torches. The procession visits various stations where music, singing, and dancing take place with the locals. The festival culminates in the burning of a replica Viking galley, symbolizing the end of winter. Up Helly Aa is celebrated on the last Tuesday of January every year, dating back to the 19th century. Uncover the chemistry behind fragrances with perfumer expert Sarah McCartney, who shares the art and science of creating unique scents using essential oils and aroma compounds. Perfume is a mixture of essential oils, aroma compounds, and solvents that evoke emotions and memories. The human sense of smell can detect over 1 trillion different scents, making it our most sensitive sense. Perfumers use a fragrance wheel to categorize scents into 6 families: floral, oriental, woody, fresh, fruity, and chipe. Essential oils can be extracted from plants using steam distillation, cold pressing, or solvent extraction methods. Aroma compounds, like vanillin and musk, are individual molecules that provide a specific scent or character to a perfume. If insects were to compete in the Olympics, which ones would take home the gold in weightlifting? Insects are incredibly strong, with some species lifting up to 850 times their own body weight. The trapjaw ant can snap its jaws shut at 145 miles per hour, generating massive force. The leafcutter ant is a top contender, lifting pieces of leaf up to 50 times its own body weight. The dung beetle can pull a load of dung up to 1,141 times its own body weight, a record-breaking feat. Some species of ants can even work together to lift objects several times their own collective weight. If humans had the same strength proportionally, we could lift a small car with ease. Discover the biggest warships in the world, including the USS Gerald R. The largest aircraft carriers are like floating cities, with over 5,000 personnel on board. The USS Gerald R. Ford, the newest carrier, has a price tag of over $13 billion. The USS Nimitz, in service since 1975, has traveled over 1.5 million nautical miles. The USS Enterprise, the world's first nuclear-powered carrier, was in service for 51 years. These massive warships can carry over 60 aircraft, including fighter jets and helicopters. The combined length of the top 5 largest aircraft carriers is over 3,000 feet, or nearly 10 football fields. In the 1,960 seconds, a conspiracy theory emerged that Paul McCartney had died and been replaced by a lookalike. But what's the real story behind this enduring myth? In 1969, a mysterious rumor spread that Paul McCartney had died in a car accident. The supposed clues included reversed audio and hidden messages in Beatles songs and album covers. One of the main proofs was a supposed death mask on the cover of the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. The hoax gained traction with the release of the Abbey Road album, featuring a funeral procession-like cover photo. Paul McCartney himself finally addressed the rumor in a 1970 Life magazine interview, denying it as a load of old rubbish. Despite being debunked, the conspiracy theory remains a fascinating example of mass hysteria, and the Beamisinces play a game of crown jewel match and test your knowledge of the royal jewels from the imperial state crown to the coronation ring. The crown jewel games test your knowledge of the British royal family's most prized possessions. The imperial state crown, set with over 3,000 precious stones, is one of the most valuable. The coronation ring, worn by British monarchs, symbolizes their spiritual marriage to the nation. The sovereign's scepter, adorned with the Cullinan 1 diamond, represents royal authority. The crown jewels are kept in the Tower of London's Jewel House, a secure vault. Over 3,000 people visit the Tower of London daily to see the crown jewels on display. Learn how aircraft carriers use steam-powered catapults to launch fighter jets like the F/A-18 Hornet at speeds of up to 150 miles per hour in just 2 seconds. Aircraft carriers use steam-powered catapults to launch fighter jets into the air. The catapult's steam piston accelerates from 0 to 150 miles per hour in just 2 seconds. The F/A-18 Hornet is one of the fighter jets commonly launched from carrier catapults. The catapult's steam system is powered by the carrier's nuclear reactors. Each catapult shot uses 350 pounds of steam, which is then recycled. Carrier catapults can launch aircraft every 45 seconds during peak operations. Analyze the bizarre game between Bristol Rovers and Liverpool in 1956, where Bristol Rovers played without a goalkeeper due to a misunderstanding, resulting in a 5-0 loss. In 1956, Bristol Rovers faced Liverpool in a highly anticipated football match. Bristol Rovers took to the field without a goalkeeper due to a pre-game misunderstanding. The team's manager had assumed a player would fill in, but no one was prepared for the role. Liverpool's players scored 5 goals, taking advantage of Bristol Rovers' goalless defense. The Football League later ruled that the result would stand, despite Bristol Rovers' unusual situation. The bizarre incident remains one of the strangest events in British football history. Bees are incredibly intelligent, but did you know they can solve complex mathematical problems and even communicate through dance? Bees have a highly developed sense of spatial awareness, allowing them to navigate complex environments. They use geometry to build their hives, constructing hexagonal cells with precise angles and measurements. Bees can solve complex mathematical problems, such as calculating the most efficient route to a food source. Their famous waggle dance communicates the location of food to other bees, using angles and vibrations to convey information. Bees can even recognize and recall individual human faces, demonstrating advanced cognitive abilities. In fact, bee brains contain a type of neural network similar to those found in human brains, processing complex